we're gonna have this unofficial name title called Story Time. And I'm just gonna tell you stories. We're gonna be using this time for, I don't know, for maybe start doing long clips or something. So hopefully you guys don't mind. We're gonna have bedtime stories. I don't know if they're actually bedtime stories, but they are stories. So, mommy ASMR potential. I'm very concerned the amount of people that come in and say I have mommy ASMR potential. I'm very concerned. If I could, I would show you the gif of me like judging you, suspicious of something. I'd be suspicious. But anyways, let's do story time, okay, guys? I don't know if they'll be boring for you guys. I've never really done story time, kind of. So hopefully I'll get better over time. But anyways, let's start with the first one. Why is that house so bouncy? Because it's the life of the party. So I went to a car show, guys, today. It's me zooming around the speed of light, making sure, quick checking everything really fast so I can get back on time. And I also went there partially because I was looking for certain items. I was also looking to get rid of, offload my Locarno cards. You guys probably don't know, or for those who do know or don't know, I am into TCG cards. I almost exclusively collect Pokemon, right? That's like my shtick. But I do have collections from other cards, such as Yu-Gi-Oh!, Lorcana, and Riftbound. I don't include One Piece, because I just don't. I do it as a poor man's, or as a last resort if I fail to get any Pokemon cards. And so I haven't been doing Lorcana. And so I've been holding some cards because they were just really cool, right? As you all know how crazy Pokemon is, cards literally skyrocketing out of nowhere and things just going haywire. It feels like stocks, right? I was recently told by a family member of mine, it's like, hey, if you have Lorcana cards, you probably should check out if you have anything that has recently skyrocketed. I think they told me it was kind of like, those investor bros they were talking about, those crypto bros. I don't really know who. I had got into Lorcana and was like, for all the things that are rare, and for Lorcana, the equivalent of like the alt arts and like the manga rares and stuff for like Pokemon and One Piece is the Enchanteds. Enchanteds are basically equivalent to alt arts. They're like super rare cards, the rarest you can ever get. And I had one. So I was like, okay, well, I don't do Lorcana. It's like, might as well, get rid of it so I can like use the same funds to get more Pokemon, because obviously I don't have an addiction problem, right? And well, instead of that, right? So I totally forgot that no one really does Lorcana because it's dead. So instead of being able to offload it, I actually ran into something really interesting. For those who do know, and for those who don't know, I do play League of Legends. I've been playing it for a long time. I've been playing for like 13 years. That is a heck of a long time. And so if you guys don't know, League of Legends has a TCG as well. They have come out with. I believe it's called Riftbound. They have a few sets right now out. And there is one particular set that I've been really interested in. And it's called, I actually don't remember the name. Oops! I will edit it in later. I don't remember the name. It's hold on. Let me Google. It's not Origin. Spirit Forge. Okay, yes, Spirit Forge. And for those who don't know and who aren't familiar with League of Legends, there is a skin line that's very, very popular in League of Legends called Spirit Blossom. I am also a big fan of it as well. It's basically, I don't really know how to describe it, but Spirit Blossom League is like a mixture of this like Japanese universe where it's a lot of like literally what it says, Spirit Blossom themes. So it's very pink and a lot of floral styles. And it's like a lot of, it's like a spirit world kind of stuff, thematic as well. And so I was going around looking for that, and I found one booster box in the entirety of the card show. And you know me, I can't stop talking, so I start talking to the vendor. Apparently, things have been getting bad in League of Legends Riftbound as well. So for those who aren't familiar with League of Legends Riftbound, their rarity is called Overnumbered. On top of Overnumbered, there is a higher rarity of that called where it's basically the Overnumbered, but with a signed signature. And if you know White Shores, you know how crazy that is. I believe for Riftbound, the rarity of a signature, like the pull rate of a signature card is 1 in 30 booster boxes, roughly, give or take, depending on the set. And I found a really interesting tidbit about it. Apparently, Riot wants to like make sure there's enough cards going around for everyone. And so they tend to constantly reprint it, which is really, really good. But then they're also on this weird idea, not weird idea, which standard, they want to also still keep this rarity going on. So you can't have like high rarity going on if you just overprint everything. So what the vendor told me, it was very interesting, is that what they do is the original printed set has ability for you to pull every single card, but for later printed sets, they actually remove cards, which is I don't know if I agree with how they do that. To me, the way I would explain it, that's very standard League of Legends balancing. That is just League of Legends balancing. So that is what, when people found that out, that's why apparently things like the RE signature card is quotes unquote like 40K right now, because you can't get it out because they remove signed signatures from the reprints. So not all of them, but only some of them. So, interesting tidbit. I hope you guys, find that interesting. I learned that today. I'm not sure I quite agree with their balancing on that. I don't know what you guys think about that, but hopefully, yes, that's what I have for you. You keep hearing card show. Sorry, card. I will have to hard pronounce it. Card show. Thank you for subbing. I do appreciate it. You collected Pokemon cards with your dad a few years ago. Are you still in it, Joey? Or did you stop? A lot of people have got into it recently. I've been into it just now, not just now, about 2 years ago. So I'm pretty familiar with it. I've collected quite slowly. But things are getting expensive. You had amazing cards. You even had those really old Charizard cards. Dang. Hi, Daniel, though. Hey, Lara, what are you clucking about today? We're doing story time. We're doing story time. I think every stream, I'm going to have story time for everyone at the beginning of the stream. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's something new I just want to try. So maybe you guys, find some new information. I tend to do a lot of stuff in the background. Even though it looks like I play video games only because power addiction and League of Legends. But you really thought I stayed inside all day at some point? Okay, you're not wrong. I do that, but I do a lot of when I don't do, I think streaming wise made me stay in more because I used to do those Saturdays and Sundays because a lot of the events are Saturdays, Sundays, but I still pushing back the stream to the new starting time for Sundays has allowed a ability for me to go to car shows. And I do really, really, really like to talk. I always talk to almost every vendor. I do any chit chats. I bring up new information. I don't know. I just fucking yap, guys. I just yap. I'm a yappuccino, But yeah, I do stay in for most of the week. It's I think Saturday, Sundays, these are usually the days I would go out. Maybe after the stream for Saturdays, but usually Sundays I will throw in a quick card show that happens every week, Is staying inside from card shows helping my wallet? Yeah. Yes. Man, oh my god, this will be a story for next time. I will talk about one of my favorite Pokemon cards. You guys, it's a really old card. I'll talk about later for next time. I'm gonna write a note on that so I remember. I I'll talk about favorite Pokemon show. I've actually probably never showed it. I have my holy grail, but like out of all the cards, this is my favorite. Do I have a notepad for stories? I think starting now, I'm going to have a notepad because I keep saying that I would do stuff and then I just don't do stuff because then I'm just like, I don't remember.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I will sure about that for the notes. So next story time, yes. Story number 2, right? It's not really a story, but as you guys know, in 6 days, I am having a 1.5 debut. You know, things that we'll be doing on there, I will probably be saying every stream just because, you know, to make sure people know, new people that are joining in, who are tuning in, I would like to have them be aware of what's up. So this is part of like, you know, just advertising. How many things are in the to-do list? Oh. Please don't ask. Please don't. But in 6 days, we are having the 1.5 debut where I get a new outfit. There'll be, you know, new toggles. I'm kind of curious what you think the new toggles are. Honestly, keep your guys' expectations low. This is my first attempt at doing it kind of live because usually I'm not very good at multitasking. I feel like over time I found out, so I get very ADHD. So the things that we're doing, we're gonna have toggles. We are gonna have a gacha system. You know, hello there. We are gonna have a gacha system. So for this gacha system, right? And I'm gonna see it. Hopefully it works out, right? Because I looked into it. I showed it on stream before. You guys are able to gacha for redeems that are happening. So there will be rarity. So you guys maybe can get, you know, some special toggles, you know, or you can get, you know, my fox ear redeems and stuff like that. Gacha for the debut because, you know, we're all gambling degenerates, right? I don't know. Hopefully, this is what else was I gonna do? There is a new starting screen. I actually quite enjoy it. I'm going to try to do better at not putting myself down because I have such high expectations of like what I want because I've always had to be I wanted to be an aspiring artist. That which is also could be another story, guys. I realized I could tell you a story of how I became a software engineer. It's the most dumbest thing ever, by the way. But I'm still, I think, very happy that I'm still making progress. I quite like the idea. Honestly, I thank Athena for the idea. It no longer became Mommy Cthulhu, but I think the idea that came from it was still really cool. It's not a new model. It's more a new outfit. It's like an updated rig as well, so I will be able to make more expressions. And this, you know, one of them being a yandere look somehow. I don't know how I did that, but apparently I can make a yandere look now. So you're getting rest after surviving the poro addiction. You're getting more and more hype for the debut. I'll be honest. I was just tired, so I'm playing a lot of Power still. And then there's addiction with League right now because I want to get better at League of Legends, but that needs to go on a break right now. No, there's no ball for you. You like my hat? Thank you. This is the equivalent to a summer hat because I don't have a swimsuit for you guys yet. But also, like, kind of curious what you guys want. I know for during the stream, we'll be having karaoke. We're going to be doing my temp and mommy voice acting. Not that I would be successful, probably, but maybe, we'll do my best. We'll do my best, and what will matter is that we have fun. And we're going to watch our submissions live and do a tier list. Honestly, it's going to be a meme tier list, so do not worry, and I'll make sure to protect all you chickpeas. So if you guys haven't and you're interested, make sure to put your submission in before Saturday so I can vet them just in case. You know, obviously, just, you know, it's not that I don't trust you guys. It is just good practice in order to make sure everything is in line, right? Am I sure about? What is this? Do I have a notepad for stories? I think starting now, I'm going to have a notepad. Because I keep saying that I would do stuff, and then I forget stuff. And then I forget. I'm going to get better at it, I promise. I'll try to get better at it. But yes, this is all next week. So hopefully, you know, you'll be excited about the new outfit. I like the new outfit. I personally like the new outfit. It's like, I did keep certain parts because I really like certain parts just because I don't know, I just like them. So because I like them, you're stuck with them and you can't do anything about it, you know? But, and then I guess for my final story, I think if you guys don't know, for those who are interested, or who here likes sushi? Who here likes salmon sushi? Oh, I'm in penguin. I, I like how the arms move. But you probably all know sushi. You do, Justice? You like sushi? You've never had. Oh, Brock, I think you said you said you were allergic, right? Or was someone say they were allergic? Right? No, not me. You're not a fish person. No, not you. You're not you. You're not a fish person. You love sushi. Okay. So, if you guys don't know, I guess you okay. Maybe you guys you probably don't know. I don't really talk about sometimes what I do after. I do cook a lot. One of my other pastimes is making food. And why do you ask? Honestly, it is just straight cheaper to make food. And so I like saving money because obviously I have some expensive habits. Not looking at Pokemon on the side, right? Has to be the gacha games, right? A guy. So I like cooking because it just really, like, a lot of the costs that you pay for when you go out to eat is about the labor that makes the food. So I like to learn to cook stuff. It's not the best, right? Obviously, I'm not a professional chef, but I try to do them regardless. Sorry, I'm drinking water. And so I don't know if you guys know, and apparently I learned that the word sushi grade is a marketing term made up by the US in order to sell it better. If you were to look in the okay, also don't quote me on everything. I want you guys to make your research, right? Because remember, eating raw fish always comes with risk, and I don't want you to accidentally get sick because of me. You know, the fish just needs to be raw. Yes, exactly. So one of the places is what I do is that because Costco's pretty good about it, is that the issue with fish, right, is that it has parasites, right? Live parasites, especially out in the wild. So the way that you can go about it is that if you look at farm raised, they have a really low chance comparatively to non-farm raised fish to have parasites because they're fed off pellets, right? And so the term sushi grade is not exactly clear to most people what it is because it is not a term that other places actually use. Hi, Paul, welcome in. Hello. All right. And so a alternative, right? If you are brave enough, right? Because there is also concerns that you can have, right? The word sushi grade is like a peace of mind for a lot of people, right? But like was mentioned, right? You just need to technically freeze it at a temperature for 3 days so that it kills off the parasites, right? And yes, wild-caught salmon look like it has tiny little tentacles growing from it that wiggle around, you know, like tentacles, right? And so if you're looking to potentially, you know, want to eat sushi, but like want to save money, you can go to Costco and go to a farm and go to the farm raised. Remember, it's very important. It's farm raised salmon, and then if you can use that fish, right, to prepare for sashimi, right, and it will be a lot cheaper comparatively than if you were to order at a restaurant or go to a convenience store, right? And so I was doing that. I realized that's a long one. I was, you know, checking out, making that, right? I was doing salt, sugar, drying it in the thing. You know, it's frozen, right? Whatever. Like, it's already frozen, right? You can eat it right away with the Costco one, right? Or you can store it up to a month, right? Which I have basically was preparing it. I was cutting it all. It was great. I was doing great. And then I was ready to cut it up. Here's the problem. Earlier, I was cleaning the dishes because I don't want to cross-contaminate my sink with like all my dishes with raw fish, right? I'm trying to prevent cross-contamination. So I cleaned everything, put everything in the dishwater, started the dishwater, dishwasher, right? I was like, yo, I'm being efficient. I clean the sink. There's no dirty dishes. I can start preparing fish. And then I realized I couldn't find a knife. I forgot I put it in the dishwasher. So I'm just standing there going like, wow, I can't, what I do? What I do? I like, it's already in the middle of dishwashing. Do I just rip the dishwasher open? Do I just, can I do that? If I rip it open, will the water just spill out and then it's like not very efficient? Wait, what are we talking about? I was preparing sashimi because I was trying to save money. That's why when it's bear season, you see them walk around with worms coming out of the butt because they eat wild fish. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yes, I saw images of that. It was very scary. Was being talked about? What was being talked? I don't know. Great thing to join back into. Yes. How do we feel about the candy salmon or candy fish in general? I haven't tried that, Justice. I've been very curious. I've been wanting to try that. I saw how to make it. I'm very concerned on how to, if I will make it properly because, there's a lot of bacteria that can grow on that. Otherwise, it's really expensive to try it. But I have not tried and I really want to. Where is my sword? I was going to say in these nuts. But I don't know if I should say that. I just said that though, but okay, I got, yes, you know as above. Yes, I remember who you were. You think most dishwashers nowadays will be fine enough to open? Yeah, but what if it's not mine? What if it's not mine? I'm not I'm not smart enough or I'm not aware enough what a dishwasher can and can't do because I've never looked into it. So I was like, well, I just have raw fish sitting out here in the open. I'm like, well, I can't have that. So I just put it back in the fridge, I'll be honest. And then I waited to when it was the drying stage. Then I opened the washer, and that was a mistake because turns out when the dishwasher is drying, things get really hot. And boy, was that knife freaking hot. It was hotter than the showers I generally take, and the showers I take can sometimes call the police, the firefighters. Yes. And you're warning, yes, there was a time, and I can have that as another story moment where I took a shower and that ended up calling the firefighters. Yeah, okay, that's another story time for another story time. I have a lot of story time. Do y'all wash your chicken? Depending on how I judge you. I do not wash chicken because that means you just spread everything everywhere. Proper food prep with a mistake in the mix would make things perfect. You know what? It happens, right? This is what happens when you put a person who finish your jobs and does not prepare, think about, okay, to be honest, thinking about more, I thought that the dishwasher would be done in 2 hours. It took a little bit longer than that, okay? Because I don't know. I just thought it would take 2 hours to wash dishes, Did I cut it with my teeth? I ended up just putting it back in the fridge. After doing some preparing, I did prepare a little. I basically skipped the cutting stage and just put some of the things that I needed to cure it, right? Which is salt and sugar, and then put it in the fridge without cutting it. So it was okay. I just cut it later, right? It's not too bad. So I got some critical thinking skills there. But and guys, don't worry. I use gloves. So I didn't have to touch that raw fish until I touched the raw fish with my hands because I forgot. So that wasn't helpful either. Yes. So it was fine. I just had to delay it. You know, you didn't know a chicken could cook? Well, now you do. Now you do. I can cook. Yeah, I saw a video of someone washing their lettuce with bleach to avoid the explosive diarrhea parasite. I don't know. I understand, but also that bleach is just as bad. So, okay, guys, it's like trying to eat Tide Pods. It's like the Tide Pod challenge. That's what it reminds me of. Although I will do have to say is once you cure the fish with salt and sugar, you do have to wash it, which is why I cleaned the sink, because I was preventing as little as contamination as possible. You know, and it's like, I'm a fake mommy? What do you mean I'm a fake mommy? Do you not see my son Marshall? I have a son right here. His name is Marshall. He is a troublemaker. You get his feet pics, you know. You invoked my mommy ASMR rights. Well, they were mine anyways. You can't revoke them. Maybe you could put the fish with the dishes for fish. What do you mean I could put the fish with the dishes? What do you mean by that? But like, yeah, I planned it, and then until I didn't plan it, you know. Selling my son's feet pics is a little weird. Well, who's gonna fund the stream then? Guys, how are you gonna get this stream if it's not for him? You should be thankful you get his toe beans. You know, his cute toe beans when it's spread out. You know, I got, you know. I think Rocket's trying to speak Eldritch. I will say you're almost there. You can also cook a lasagna and dish. You can. I have questions. I am very concerned about the dish. Lasagna in the dishwasher. Okay. Okay. Okay, you're trying to make it cat noises? If I wasn't, my voice wasn't so bad, I would try right now. But if I try right now, I'll be just embarrassed. You know what? I'm going to try it regardless, and it'll be the most bad cat noise you'll ever see. Hold on. I have to prepare now. Nope. No, I can't even do it. You know what? Explosive diarrhea, it is a trend nowadays. Whether or not you did it intentionally. But it is a trend, so I respect your preferences. You don't judge here. Maybe a little. You're gonna call child service on you for selling pics of Marshall? No. Marshall's old now. Remember, cat years? He's like 18 years old now, guys. Marshall is like a year old now, so he is like he's 18 years old now. Okay, guys. So he is of age. Okay. His toe beans will give you internal peace. You know what? Yes, his toe beans will give you a peace of mind. Inner zen is provided by his toe beans, okay? Okay. Your dishes would smell like fish for weeks. You know what? It'll be cooked fish, so at least it's not too bad, right? Right. Cooked fish. You should keep it wrapped up. Why spend the energy on the oven and dishwasher when one can do both? You're not even wrong. And if you do it properly, I can see it. But what happened about the crunch? Like, don't you want your lasagna crunchy? I like my lasagna crunchy. I like my lasagna crunchy, guys. Was the Spirit Force story finished, or did you want to talk about the reprint system? Did I talk about the reprint system, Rion? I thought I did. Did I forget about it? Because I think I said that like the reprint system basically made it so that some of the over numbers or signature cards are not in the reprint system, which why is like some of the cards are really expensive now. Why they go up? Just gotta keep it wrapped. People for trend are people shitting themselves in the street. Rock, people are legitimately memeing about eating the cabbage so they can lose 20 pounds. So that is what I consider a trend. Yeah, it's like all the rage right now to lose weight. you know, before it was Ozempic, but right now it's explosive diarrhea, okay? So, you know, gotta get with the times, you know? You know, technically I could say, you know, I don't know if you guys know, technically right now, people are warning about eating cabbage and berries, by the way. So, cabbage and berries. Do not, people, because there is a parasite, I believe, that will cause explosive diarrhea for up to a month, right? And right now, the trend is that you eat it all because when you do explosive diarrhea, the parasite will lose you 20 pounds. So it is that is a trend right now where people will eat like just cabbage after cabbage after cabbage. People are making videos on it. So I do believe not all areas are affected. I believe it was a certain brand and Taco Bell used that brand, and that's why people had it from Taco Bell. It's not all states. So, but if you're wondering why berries and fruits and cabbages or lettuces are currently really high in stock, it's because a lot of people are scared of it. Other people are a little bit more crazy and they are devouring them by the mouthful. So if you too want to lose 20 pounds at the expense of your health through the use of explosive diarrhea, I recommend you the trend to eat them cabbages all day, every day. Will you survive? Well, no. Okay, I don't know. Now you almost made it shorter to gag me. Rock. You know what? Hi, Lord. Hello. Gigi Gangland, you're bleeding? Is that bye? Is that hi? Oh, it's a hello. Hello, Connor. But hi. But anyways, guys, good thing you prefer your burgers plain. You know what? Daniel? You're probably right. Because you just need to go eat some Taco Bell, you lose weight. To be fair, I've heard Taco Bell already does this explosive diarrhea for you guys. So maybe they were like, let's take it up a notch. And we're like, let's go full force with 10x amount of diarrhea. So instead of one day, you get like a lot of days, you know? And so maybe it's, it's in line with Taco Bell. So, you know, you're losing 20 pounds of something. Oh, type of dialogue you hear from school or college? I don't know. I'm just saying, guys, we're trying something new. You know, so eating vegetables at least as a weight loss. To be fair, vegetables are good for you. You need your 20 miles to you die. If you lost that much, 110 would be bad. I'll let you know. I also need to be careful because if I lose 20 pounds, I would be down to 80 pounds. So I don't know about you, but I don't think 80 pounds sounds really healthy. A nice story time. I hope you guys like the story time. So we're going to be having this more often. I'll probably have like 3, maybe 4 stories because sometimes it was planned to 3. I didn't mean to do the 4th, but you know what? You guys brought something cool and interesting. So why not talk about it, right? Anyways, we're going to start doing this. Hopefully, you know, maybe you'll learn something new about the world because I do actually like browsing about random stuff. So, I will